fast. Future's calling, don't look past. Embrace the change, let it flow. In your heart, you'll start to glow.
Ubuntu, the power of shared humanity. Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to speak to you about a philosophy that has the power to transform not just our relationships, but the very fabric of our society. A philosophy that reminds us of something we so often forget in the modern world, that we are not alone, we are not isolated, and we are not meant to walk this journey of life by ourselves. I am talking about Ubuntu. Ubuntu is an ancient African philosophy that is beautifully simple, yet deeply profound. It means, I am because we are. Let that sink in for a moment. I am because we are. These 5 words carry an undeniable truth. Our humanity is tied to one another. My success is connected to yours. Your happiness is linked to mine. Our struggles, our victories, our growth, they are not just individual experiences. They are part of a collective human story. Ubuntu teaches us that our greatest strength does not lie in standing alone, but in standing together. That true fulfillment comes not from self-serving pursuits, but from uplifting others, from recognizing the humanity in every person we encounter, and from building communities where we all thrive together. But let's pause for a moment and ask ourselves, do we live this way today? Look around. In a world that often glorifies individualism, where success is measured by personal achievements, power, and wealth, we sometimes forget this deep truth. We are told that it's a race, that we must compete, dominate, and outshine others, that if we don't look out for ourselves first, no one else will. But Ubuntu asks us to redefine success. Ubuntu tells us that success is not about how high you climb alone, but about how many people you bring with you. It's not about how much you have, but about how much you give. It's not about winning at the expense of others, but about rising together. Because in the end, what good is wealth if your neighbor is starving? What good is knowledge if you don't share it? What good is power if it doesn't uplift the powerless? Ubuntu reminds us that our lives are richest when we contribute to something beyond ourselves, that joy is multiplied when shared, that kindness given to one person ripples out into the world, touching lives in ways we may never even see. Ubuntu is the mother who feeds not just her children, but the children of her village. Ubuntu is the teacher who lifts up her students, knowing that their success is her success. Ubuntu is the leader who chooses unity over division, service over status, and justice over personal gain. Ubuntu is you. It is me. It is all of us. The power of connection. There is an old African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. This is the very heart of Ubuntu. We go further together. Think about a time in your life when someone lifted you up. A teacher who believed in you, a friend who stood by you, a mentor who guided you, or even a stranger whose kindness made a difference. Now think about a time when you were that person for someone else. The truth is, we are all shaped by the people around us, and the way we show up in the world, our kindness, our generosity, our willingness to lift others, creates a ripple effect that extends far beyond what we can see. Every time we choose compassion over judgment, unity over division, generosity over greed, we are living Ubuntu. Every time we stand up for someone who has no voice, extend a helping hand, or simply acknowledge another person's humanity with a smile, we are practicing Ubuntu. And this is the call today, to live not just for ourselves, but for each other. Ubuntu in leadership and everyday life. Now, let's bring this concept closer to home. Ubuntu isn't just a philosophy, it's a way of life, a mindset, a guiding principle that can transform how we lead, how we work, and how we build relationships. Think about leadership. The greatest leaders in history, Nelson Mandela, Mother Teresa, Martin Luther King Jr., all lived by Ubuntu. They understood that true leadership is service. That a leader's job is not to rule over others, but to empower them, to uplift them, to create a vision that benefits all, not just a few. Think about business. Companies that embrace Ubuntu thrive because they recognize that success is not just about profits, it's about people. It's about how employees are treated, how customers are valued, and how communities are impacted. The most successful companies today are the ones that build cultures of inclusivity, collaboration, and mutual respect, because they understand that when their people thrive, the business thrives. Think about family and friendships. Ubuntu teaches us that relationships are the foundation of a meaningful life, that the quality of our lives is not determined by what we own, but by the love and connections we cultivate. Ubuntu challenges us to be present, to be kind, to be there for one another, not just in moments of joy, but in moments of hardship. Because at the end of the day, when everything else is stripped away, the money, the titles, the possessions, what remains? People, relationships, community, love. That is Ubuntu. That is what truly matters. A call to live Ubuntu. So, I ask you today, how will you practice Ubuntu? How will you uplift someone else? How will you use your gifts, your time, your resources, not just for yourself, but for the greater good? How will you create ripples of kindness, connection, and shared humanity in a world that desperately needs it? Because the truth is, the world doesn't change through grand speeches or slogans. The world changes when individuals like you and me choose to live differently, when we choose Ubuntu. So let's rise together. Let's build each other up. Let's create a world where no one is left behind. Because I am, because we are, and together we will thrive. If this message resonated with you, like, comment, and subscribe to the ShiftPather channel. Let's build a community of connection, kindness, and shared humanity. We are in this together.